Have you ever opened a book, read the same page 3 times, but still couldn't remember what you just read? Or maybe you sit down to study, but 5 minutes later you realize you're checking your phone, thinking about something random, or simply staring at the wall. You start wondering if something is wrong with you, and you think your memory is weak. Maybe you're not smart enough. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I told you your memory is not the problem? What if the real reason you can't focus is hidden in the way your brain has been trained? Because concentration is not a talent, and memory is not luck. They are skills. Today we're going to show you why your brain keeps getting distracted and how to train it to remember more than ever before. If this sounds like you, watch this video until the end. Don't miss a single part. One piece of information could completely change your life. So, let's get started. 1. The real reason you can't focus. Most students think concentration means forcing yourself to pay attention, but neuroscience tells a different story. Your brain is constantly deciding what deserves your attention. Think of your attention like a spotlight on a dark stage. Whatever the spotlight touches becomes clear. Everything else fades into darkness. The problem is, modern life keeps stealing that spotlight. Short videos, messages, endless scrolling. Every time your attention jumps from one thing to another, your brain receives a small reward chemical called dopamine. Over time, your brain starts expecting constant stimulation, and when you finally sit down to study, a textbook feels incredibly boring. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain has become addicted to speed. That's why many students can watch videos for hours, but struggle to focus on a single chapter for even 10 minutes. 2. The memory mistake almost everyone makes. Most people believe memory works like a camera. They think information goes in and stays there. But memory doesn't work that way. Your brain is more like a gardener than a photographer. It decides which information is worth keeping and which information should be removed. Psychologists call this selective attention. If your attention is weak, your memory will be weak too, because memory begins before remembering. It starts with paying attention. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water, but the bucket has holes. No matter how much water you pour in, the water leaks out. That's exactly what happens when you study while distracted. Your brain only processes a small fraction of the information, which brings us to a powerful habit, one that top-performing students use naturally. 3. Your brain is not built for endless concentration. Research on attention shows that mental performance gradually decreases when focus continues for too long. That's why studying for 4 straight hours often feels productive, but usually produces poor results. Instead, work in focused blocks. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Put your phone away. Stay off social media. Focus on one task only. Then after 25 minutes, take a short break and repeat. This method works because your brain performs better when it can see the finish line, and your mind stops resisting. 4. Do you know why repetition doesn't always work? Many students read their notes again and again. It feels productive, but often it's an illusion. The brain learns best when it's forced to retrieve information. One of the most powerful memory techniques in cognitive psychology is based on this principle. Instead of reading the same page 3 times, close the book and try to explain what you learned. When the brain struggles to retrieve information, it strengthens the memory pathway, just like a muscle gets stronger through resistance. 5. The secret of spaced repetition. Most students cram everything a few days before an exam, and then forget most of it a week later. This happens because of something called the forgetting curve. Psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus discovered that people forget information surprisingly fast, unless they review it at specific intervals. Instead of studying a chapter once, review it 1 day later, then 3 days later, then 1 week later, then 2 weeks later. Each review strengthens the memory, and eventually the information becomes difficult to forget. It's like walking through a forest. The more often you walk the same path, the clearer the path becomes. Your brain works the same way, but concentration and memory are also affected by something students often ignore: their energy. 6. The hidden enemy of focus. Many students blame themselves for poor concentration, but sometimes the real problem is exhaustion. Your brain uses an enormous amount of energy. When you don't get enough sleep, attention becomes weaker. Memory formation slows down. Decision-making becomes harder. Researchers have found that sleep plays a major role in strengthening memories. If you want better memory, protect your sleep, because a tired brain cannot perform at its best, no matter how motivated you are. Many students secretly believe, I just have a bad memory, or I can't focus like other people. When you repeatedly tell yourself that you're bad at remembering things, your brain slowly stops trying to improve. If you're struggling to focus, if you've forgotten what you studied yesterday, if you feel frustrated watching other people learn faster than you, remember this: your brain is not broken. It's simply responding the way it has been trained. Train your attention. Use focused study sessions. Practice active recall. Review information over time. Protect your sleep. And be patient with yourself. Because concentration is not built in a day, and memory doesn't improve overnight. But every focused study session is a vote for the person you're becoming. The student who remembers more, learns faster, and takes control of their attention. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more psychology-based study and self-improvement content. And let me know in the comments, what is the biggest thing that destroys your focus? I'll reply to every comment. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.